right, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this specific culture, which I have labeled on my broth tube already. I'm going to remove the metal band from the culture vial by lifting this middle circle, which is not as easy to get to, especially when you have gloves on, but that's okay. Struggling with that just a wee bit. Also, it doesn't help if I don't have nails either, but that's okay. All right, almost coming off of there. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to pull it up and then I'm going to discard this in my garbage can at home since it is safe to do so according to the directions on there, which would be helpful if these things are a little easier to come off, but make sure that they're safe, I guess. Okay. All right, so now next thing I'm gonna do is take one of the sterile pipettes that I have. I am going to peel this back. I'm going to open it up, not completely, just enough so it can still remain sterile. Less that's exposed, it means less microbes that could attach to it, causing some mix up in the bacteria and not getting the best results that I want to get. Alright, so I'm going to hold this in my dominant hand, which is, for me, my right hand. I'm going to set the paper to the side. So, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the broth that I have. I'm going to take the cap off. I'm going to hold it still because we don't want this to touch anything that could have microbes on it. I'm going to run the top of this mouth all over the soy candle flame so that I can sterilize it even more. I'm going to turn this about 2 to 3 times over this flame, hopefully getting a little bit of blackening around the edge, which would be great, but of course I took the flame off. Okay, so like I was saying, I'm gonna run it over that flame a little bit. All right, so now that that is sterile, what I'm going to do is put the tube at an angle, and I'm going to put the pipette into it so I can get about 1 milliliter of this broth into here, which should be filling up at about fully the top. So I'm going to squeeze it beforehand, going to insert it, hopefully get about 1 milliliter. Got that about there. Pull this out. And then I'm going to put this over the flame again because this did touch the edge of the pipette, which could be cross-contamination. All right. And now I'm going to put the cap back onto this tube. I'm going to put this onto the rack I have down here. I'm going to relight that flame again. All right. So now I'm going to do with my non-dominant hand. So I'm going to take this bottle and I'm going to remove the rubber stopper from there. All right, so now I'm going to take what is in my pipette. I'm going to put it into this culture. All right, so now I'm going to put the rubber stopper back on, and I'm going to wait about 30